Guess whose kitchen I'm in? First off, put it in the chat whose kitchen you think I'm in. Somebody was so funny one night because they asked me if Tupperware remodeled people's kitchen when they got to a certain level. And I was like, no, why would you think that? And I said, because your kitchen and Pam's look exactly alike.
Haha.
There's a reason for that. Okay, my kitchen, Pam's kitchen is where I hang out to do kitchen-y stuff. All
Yes.
right. And so what I want to talk to you about tonight is all the things you can put in place to make your life easier, make your customers' life easier. The first thing we're going to talk about is the stack cooker. I'm going to grab this out of here. And while we're talking about the stack cooker, we're making baked ziti tonight, by the way. So I have the ziti in the pasta maker. I'm gonna add the water. When you use pasta maker, there's little lines that say 1, 3, and 5. That's where you put the water. So I have a whole 1 pound box of ziti in here. I'm going to fill that up. Sorry about having my back to you. Should have thought that out. But this is so easy, and your kids can do this, you can do this. No offense, your husband can do this, okay? So you just put the water in there up to the line that you want to use. You're gonna put it in your microwave. Now, 4 baked ziti for this particular recipe. I'm gonna cook this 8 minutes. And for some of you, you're like, well, I like my pasta softer, but if you're going to bake your pasta after you do it in the pasta maker, you want it more al dente, you want it a little bit harder because it's gonna cook again when you put it in the oven. So don't get it real hard if you're going to use it in a bigger recipe, okay? So while that's cooking, we're gonna talk about meal prep. And my kids meal prep. I never meal prepped. It wasn't a thing. I mean, maybe I did. I just didn't call it that. We had leftovers. I'd put them in the freezer and pull them back out. But one of the things that bothered me the most when I was cooking, especially if I worked all day or we had ball games or whatever, was the prep work. Okay. And I was telling Ellen about this earlier today. A lot of times with 5 kids, 6 kids, no kids, your meals include hamburger or ground meat. And one of the things that annoyed me the most was having to brown the ground meat every time. It meant a frying pan, it meant grease, it meant just more work. And it annoyed me greatly. The stack cooker, I got to show you guys this. Okay, there's 2 pounds of ground meat in here. Now, this ground meat that I got, this is 88/12. Okay, and like when I was home and had the kids, it was like the 70/30, 80/20 sometimes. This has like literally, they tell me, very little fat. Even the dogs agree with me. Okay. So this is how it looks. It was in the microwave, 2 pounds of ground meat. It was in the microwave for about 12 minutes. Okay. And every once in a while, I opened it up and I broke it up a little bit. So that is that. Now I want to show you, I call this sludge. Okay. 88/12 in the stack cooker. This is the grease that came out of there. I don't even have enough room in there. And this is the other stuff left in the bottom of the stack cooker. When you're doing this in a frying pan, this is the stuff you try and drain off into something because you can't put it down the sink and you can't do anything else with it. So in the stack cooker, you can leave it in here till you can throw it away. This is the stuff that ends up in your meat. Okay. So if you do it in the stack cooker in the colander, all that's going to go down in here and you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to mess with it. But what do you do with all this ground meat? Okay. So tonight I'm going to use a pound to make baked ziti. Now, the other day, I got a 5 pound thing of hamburger at Costco because they sell the big ones, right? So our freezer mates, I love these. All right. The seals are great. Okay. It's airtight. Nothing is getting in them. Nothing is getting freezer burnt when they're in here. I'm going to show you this. I froze the other day when I came home. Look at that. It's been in here probably about a week. It's still gorgeous. We're going to put it back in the freezer because I just took it out. Don't want to thaw out, right? But I'm going to save enough of this out to do the baked ziti. But I'm also going to take it and put it, these small ones, small freezer mates will hold a pound. All All right, so I've got, I don't know, spaghetti, chili, it's like tater tot casserole, tacos, right? Never have enough taco meat. So we're gonna put this in here. And there's really enough that I could do another one, but I also like meat in my ziti. So we're gonna do that, but I'm gonna freeze this. So I can get home, you can get home one night and think, oh, I've got to make something. I don't know what. I don't want to dirty all those dishes. Oh, wait, I've already got ground beef in the refrigerator. Grab that out of there. And when you go to make it, these twist, right? Have you seen these? You have these. If you don't have these, you need to get them. You have things in there, they twist so that you can take out whatever is in here without beating it to death with a knife, trying to get it to come undone. Now, in this one, you can put 2 pounds of ground meat. You can put 2 pounds of anything. And these things are amazing for freezing anything. They're amazing for freezing, leftovers or we have brownies. If you have extra baked goods, cookies are great on these if you don't want to make a ton of cookies and have a big thing in your freezer. And they stack. If you look at this, okay, they stack almost like modular mates. It just depends on the size, but look at that. You can put that in the freezer with another one on top of there, and that's all the space it's going to take up. And they stay put. Now, the other thing about this stack maker is I'm going to take the 3/4 and I'm going to put my meat in here because I don't want to dirty a bunch of pans. And the stack cooker, it's dishwasher safe, right? Everything goes in the dishwasher. And if you have things left over in them, like if you make chicken and rice or something, it comes with seals. It can go in the refrigerator. It can go in the freezer. And then you can have that for later on too. Now, this is probably the simplest baked ziti you're ever going to see in your life because we have the meat. We're going to do a can or a jar of using Rayo spaghetti sauce. And I'll tell you why. It's actually the healthiest jar sauce out there. I also found a recipe to make homemade pasta sauce. And I'm thinking actually about doing that tomorrow on my page. It would be my personal page, so you guys could all see it if you're friends with me. But it's healthy and it's all natural, right? Because a lot of the other pasta sauces, well, they just aren't good for you, period. So that's all we're gonna say. They're not good for you. So we're just gonna mix this up. The only other things that go in here, we're gonna use 2 cups of mozzarella cheese in the baked ziti. And this is just so much fun. I'm so hungry. We'll see how our pasta's doing in a minute. So there's 1 cup and 2 cups, right? Just gonna mix that up. Now, I did make today, and some of you guys have laughed at this if you know me well. I Googled the Tupperware Italian seasoning recipe and found it. Okay, if you Google Tupperware, almost anything, you can find it on Google if you don't know where else to look for it. And we used to sell seasonings, and now they just have the recipes out there for them. And this is like seasoned with the heart. So I like Italian seasoning. Everybody here likes Italian seasoning. We're gonna put that in there and stir it up. We're gonna move this cheese over here and see how our pasta's doing. It has 48 seconds. So your pasta's almost done while you've done the rest of this. So far, you're not losing any time, right? Now, I will show you, I'm gonna slide our glass over here. This is enough for a 9x13 pan when you put the ziti in there. But we don't necessarily need a 9x13 pan. So I'm going to put it in the square one and then freeze a couple more. And this is the large one. This is the small one, and this is the mini. Now there is a medium one that is out in the freezer with some chicken tetrazzini in it, and so it's not in this stack. But we're going to use one of these, 2 of these other ones. So if you have somebody that might just want to take some for lunch, okay, or you want to take some for lunch, they go in the microwave. You don't have to worry about. It's just like the Crystal-Wave. You don't have to worry about the yuck in the company microwave because you're going to leave the seal on it while you microwave it and open that vent, and you're going to be able to eat it at lunchtime. All right, you can freeze them, you can just put them in the refrigerator, any way you want to do it. So let me get the pasta out now. This is important if you don't have a pasta maker. See, it went in there without the lid on it. Do not put the lid on it when you put it in the microwave. There is a lid, and at the end of the lid, there's this end that has like little holes in it. It goes on the end of the pasta maker that has the little holes in it, because this is how you're going to drain your pasta. Just like that. Right? Game over. Pasta's drained. Now we're going, look at that. It's gorgeous. Let me see. I don't really have anything to grab. Well, maybe this. Okay. So it's done just enough that when we bake it, it's going to come out just the way you want it. So we're going to pour it in here. Okay, so far, the only thing I have to wash is, oh wait, nothing, it all goes in the dishwasher. So far, the only thing I'm doing is just mixing things up. Now, we're gonna put enough of this in the square one to make a meal, right, after I get it all stirred up. And the other thing is you don't have to put any grease in here. And I was reading on how to, can you freeze bake ziti? Can you do this? You can freeze it before you cook it. You can freeze it after you cook it. Either way. But the thing that made me laugh kind of was the way they told you to freeze it, because they said to put it in glass or aluminum foil, and then to put plastic wrap over the top, which I have an issue with saran wrap, plastic wrap. I've never quite been able to get it to rip off of that little thing at the end, right? But that's okay, that's just me. So, and then cover it with 2 layers of aluminum foil. Now, I don't know about you guys, I've messed with aluminum foil before. Sometimes it stays on, sometimes it doesn't. So we're going to put, want to make sure everybody gets enough baked ziti whenever we eat this, right? Put that there. We're going to put some more mozzarella cheese on the top. Okay, that's fine. My hands are clean. I'm just putting it on there. There is never enough cheese. It says, the recipe actually says how much to put on there, but we're just gonna cover it. Somebody thinks they need to talk to me right now, and they so don't. Then the only way we're gonna finish this is we're gonna take the grater and put some Parmesan cheese on the top. And once that is all done there, okay, again, never have enough cheese, never have too much cheese. All right, we're gonna put that there. And then, so we're not going to eat this until tomorrow night. So I'm gonna make sure that the seal's up on the top. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna close that seal. Once that happens, you are good to pick this up. It's not going anywhere. I can now put it in the freezer, which we were gonna wait longer to eat it. I might, but I'm just gonna put it in the refrigerator because we're probably gonna eat it tomorrow night. And then I'm going to take the rest of this and I'm gonna make a second meal out of it. So again, no grease, no butter, no oil, no spray anything. Just gonna put this in here. We're gonna add some more mozzarella cheese, right? I should even that out just a little bit, which means I have to put more cheese on it because I kind of put it down in there, all right? Then we're gonna do some more. This smells so good. Sorry you can't smell it. And again, we're gonna open the seal, make sure that seal's open when you go to close your glass, your voila glass, okay? And there, this one's going in the freezer. This one's for tomorrow night. These you could use for lunches, or if you're just 1 or 2 of you, you can use those for another meal. And everything, guys, is going in the dishwasher. I don't have a lot of dishes to wash. All I have to do is find a place to dump my hamburger sludge and get rid of it, and everything's good. So, stack cooker is on sale. It's almost half price. All right. I think when I got my stack cooker, it was $129. Right now, they're $69. If you don't have one, Pam's right. When they say stack cooker, people talk about doing rice or potatoes and chicken or some kind of meat and then vegetables on the top or a dessert. You don't have to use it that way, all right? And it doesn't take up any room in your cabinet or in your pantry. You can make cakes in it. You can do soups in it. You can do your hamburger in it. You can do just chicken in it. There are a million ways to use it. It's actually one of my favorite things. This is unreal. It makes a wonderful meatloaf in the microwave, okay? So that's just a little food for thought. If you're not sure if you want one or if you don't have one yet, get one. They are wonderful. So I'm going to take care of my Ziti and we're going to go to back pain.